One of the things I hate more than anything is losing. And I've never really been a big winner at anything, no sports teams, no competitions, no specific skills. But you talk about life and circumstances and negative outcomes. I just learned to really, really hate losing. Just hate it. I don't like to be part of anything where there's comfort in defeat, and namely around teams, especially in much of the day-to-day that many of us have, let's say work, for example, or even just some of the people in your life. And it's not that people necessarily have a losing mentality, but people are just sort of content with the situation or content with a less than favorable outcome. And I'm not. And I think that might rub some people the wrong way or send all the wrong signals about me. I don't care, honestly. I just hate losing. And so my drive is for the win. And if not for the win, then to sacrifice everything trying to get the win. There's a quote: you either win or you crash the car trying to win. And some of you might know where that quote's from. And I very much subscribe to that mentality. It may be even more extreme. You die trying to win. You lay it all out. That way, when it's all done, you never second guess, did you do enough? Did you do everything? And the other part of that too is to make the big play, to not play small. I believe the big play is a key part of winning. And I haven't been winning, and one of the things about sort of being on a losing streak is it sort of compounds itself. It just sort of rack up loss after loss after loss, whether that's opportunities or relationships with people, adverse circumstances. It's been a lot of that. And I think you just kind of, some people are really sort of weighed down by it. Some are broken by it. I think it's weighed on me pretty heavily over the last several years. And, there are things that are out of your control. There are other things that contribute, external factors. But what I've experienced recently really sort of were two things. Someone said to me, execute. And that sort of really struck a chord with me because, you have to execute to win. Generally, you need a playbook to win. And before the execution, there's the planning, but we can't be caught up in the planning. We do have to execute, right? Smart, skilled, instincts, whatever you want to call it. And then there was a challenge. And I don't know if the challenge was for something personal or if someone saw something in me and they felt that I needed to be challenged, to wake up, snap out of it. Come on, Mark, get back to yourself. You're not who I know you to be. And that really sort of was a spark. And that spark lit a fuse, and then it turned into other things. I was determined. I was not going to back down. And before that, you play standoffish, or you play it polite, play it safe. And the more that I had to answer the challenge, the more that I started to assert myself, to really sort of trigger some action, if you will. And then the confidence came. I was not going to back down. And that other person, I thought, oh, they meet me right at this place and time because they threw down the challenge. But that wasn't the case. And that's nothing against that person. I feel like, that's the way it was supposed to go. Because if that person made it easy for me, then I'd not really rise to the challenge. I wouldn't maybe necessarily put the full sort of thrust or weight behind answering that challenge. And I felt good when the challenge was answered. I felt like something was awakened, and I thanked that person for it. And then it was just sort of sitting quietly, because I am out of my comfort zone in this place around me every day. But to sit quietly and to listen to others, or for others to sort of set the atmosphere and just be part of it, and listen to them and try to contribute something. But then also, you're not following, you're leading as well, because that's just my composition. What can I do to make things better? And I believe that every situation that I'm in, I make it better, or when the situation is finished, I leave it better. There is not a situation that I am a part of that is not better as a result of me being in it. Always. And I stand on that. And so that put me in some situations, some unexpected situations, truly grateful for it. Just to get out of my own sort of kind of cycle of maybe disappointing outcomes. And then I just experienced some really great things, some of the best days of my life. And that's, I know, cliche, but no, I mean, if you look at your life and things, it could be great moments, huge moments, grand moments, but just these simple moments, some of the greatest days of my life, so grateful for them. And then I'm presented with another challenge, and this one, there's everything on it. And I even have to kind of keep it in context. Is there really everything on it? Well, there's a lot on it, because beyond this, I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. And likely things don't end well for me. And I'm prepared for that. That's life. And then going back to the challenge that the other person presented was really kind of rediscovering myself, being disruptive, being intense, playing big, the big play, really, again, just being a force to be reckoned with. And that's not an ego thing, that's just how I approach situations, challenges. And I'm already at a disadvantage. And I've sort of resigned myself to, that disadvantage may be insurmountable, but I have to know where I stack up. I can't back down off it. And also, even if I don't emerge victorious, is to really be problematic for my competitors, to really make it hard on them. And so if I'm at a disadvantage, I have to create a greater disadvantage for them. And so that's what I will do. And as I'm preparing for this upcoming challenge is also, I was giving the advice, do not apologize. And generally, we can get caught up in politeness, especially here. Politeness is a pillar of the culture, but do not apologize. And that does not mean be rude or flippant or to be arrogant, but just, I know I've got something and I know it's good and I know it's useful. And so that's the focus. I will make no apologies for being good and useful and having something of benefit. And so I'm excited about the challenge because I get to be me. And who knows, I'm not playing for second place or third place, even fifth place. I'm playing to win, but I understand the inherent disadvantage. And so, okay, that's all right. But I will approach this with no less intensity, with no less conviction about the goal. And then came another challenge, and the challenge was spontaneous. Didn't even take me a second to process it, was challenge and react. And it's not that the challenge, well, if I didn't rise to the challenge, maybe that diminishes me, and that's not okay. But answered that challenge and realizing, don't back down from the challenge, challenge accepted. And I felt good about that too. And so, execute and rise to the challenge and step by step, situation by situation, rediscover myself. Because I'm good and I have good things to offer and I make situations better. I make the things around me better. And maybe other people are content to play it safe, but I'm not. And so you win or you die trying. Nothing less. That's all.